Walk down any busy sidewalk today, and you will see people physically navigating the physical world, but completely absent from it. Eyes locked on a screen, minds racing through a backlog of emails, trapped in a loop of internal anxiety, while their legs run on autopilot. When the brain gets overloaded with this kind of chronic stress and digital noise, it deploys a survival mechanism called visual numbness. To conserve cognitive energy, the mind automatically filters out the environment, erasing the trees, the architecture, and the people right in front of us. Snapping out of this digital trance doesn't require a complex mental detox or a retreat into the woods. The fix actually comes from an obscure analog art assignment designed half a century ago. Intentionally hijacking our visual attention forces the brain to process the immediate environment, disrupting the internal loop of anxiety. Look at this snapshot of 1970s New York City. Beneath the neon signs and cluttered windows, the streets were a vibrant mess of visual information. This is William Burroughs, an artist and educator. He noticed his students were stuck in a rut. They walked the same grid of streets every day, trapped in uninspired, habitual routines, entirely blind to the sensory details of the city around them. He gave them a highly specific assignment to break the routine. Step outside, pick a single color, and let the pursuit of that exact hue dictate your walking path. By hunting for scattered flashes of yellow or blue, the students had to abandon their predetermined routes. The exercise forced the brain off its autopilot setting, requiring them to process their environment with a raw, unfiltered perspective. What started as an exercise to spark creative inspiration in the 1970s maps perfectly onto the modern human's desperate need for psychological grounding. Today, this exact practice has resurfaced on platforms like TikTok under the name color walking. It is gaining massive traction as an accessible, low-effort mindfulness trend. The primary target of a color walk is rumination, that exhausting, endless loop of abstract overthinking that keeps us trapped in our own heads. Watch how this works in the brain. Scanning for a specific color forces a hard cognitive switch. The mind snaps from abstract anxiety to concrete visual processing. This grounding technique anchors a drifting mind into the present physical moment, wiping away the remaining mental static. Color walking operates as a mechanical overwrite switch for an overstimulated brain. Here is the physiological shift that override triggers. The nervous system transitions out of its high-tension state and calms down into a slow, rhythmic wave. This fully activates the parasympathetic nervous system, telling the body to initiate rest and digest mode. Within minutes, the primary stress hormone circulating in the bloodstream begins to rapidly drop. The specific use of color amplifies this effect. A 2013 study in the Malaysian Journal of Medical Sciences demonstrated that vibrant hues specifically help the brain retain information and sharpen focus, waking up cognitive pathways that stayed dormant during a normal, distracted walk. Furthering this, a 2019 study published in Frontiers in Psychology proved that the color of your environment directly impacts your biology. Walking in predominantly green or blue spaces measurably lowers the human heart rate. Directing our attention to specific colors while moving is a scientifically verifiable method to hack our own brain chemistry and neutralize stress. If simply hunting for colors outdoors alters our biology, what happens when we intentionally control the colors we inhabit daily? As this research paper title outlines, the psychology of color in daily life is a heavily documented field. Color operates as a non-verbal language, triggering involuntary biological responses the second specific wavelengths of light hit our retinas. Take a look at the data for the color red. Exposure to red wavelengths causes an immediate spike in heart rate and energy levels, generating feelings of urgency and even appetite, which is exactly why fast food chains rely so heavily on red branding. Now watch what happens when we shift the spectrum. Cool tones like blue and green stabilize that erratic data into a flat, calm wave, inducing feelings of trust. Shift it to yellow, and those metrics expand, triggering optimism and creativity. From the shade of paint in our bedrooms to the color temperatures emitting from our digital screens, our daily environments are silently programming our moods. While these biological reactions to light are hardwired into our nervous systems, the way we interpret certain colors is programmed entirely by culture. White signifies purity and cleanliness in the West, but represents mourning and death in many Asian traditions. Red triggers associations with passion or danger in North America, but translates directly to luck and prosperity in China. The practice of a color walk trains us to notice the hidden power of the visual spectrum out in the world. The science of color psychology teaches us how to wield it in our own spaces. Curating the specific wavelengths of light in our homes and offices provides a direct method for regulating our own stress and cognitive focus.